that I just want to just ask, you know what I'm saying, like something of you guys. Can we have a round of applause for everyone that's like shared before me? Not only has it been like a true privilege like you guys, but like coming off of like the bottom of my heart, like these stories have not only been like compelling, but it's been like the honest truth, right? Like there's no elephant in this room, right? Like everything that you guys have said is like, it's honestly epitomized like America. And then we just happen to put 2 letters in front of it, or 2 words, teach for, right? So, take out my phone, go ahead and real quick before I start, there's 3 thank yous I want to just go ahead and get out there. The first one is a thank you for Shamar Knight Justice. The reason being is just because like Shamar Knight Justice, KJ, Mr. KJ, is one of the most profound individuals I've probably ever met in my life. Very short life lived. And it's honestly like the true definition of like humility and the act of like living humble, not just being humble. The second one is actually a story from my shirt. I picked up the shirt before I came, and my friend just kind of like showed it to me. I was like, hey, it's cool, let's go get one. But the meaning behind the shirt, I put the sticker on my water bottle, but it epitomizes like all of us in the room. The company is rare, as you can see, but at the same time, rare means to be killers of the common. And these stories are completely killers of the common, and we birthed the uncommon. Lastly, the last thank you is this book that's honestly kind of like changed my life. Cliche as it may sound, the pastor of this church actually wrote it. They meet here tomorrow. Crash the Chatterbox. Yeah. So, tortoiseshell frames. Sometimes I just sit and think about thinking and like what all this really means. I wish that this would have came to me in a dream. I'm an English teacher. It's really weird. I think we're all very particular people, especially after my classroom experiences. I've come to realize that I'm an extrovert that likes to hang out and even idolize introverts around me. I guess you can say it helps me cope with who I am or what we all are becoming. However, we teach the next generation how to process, dissect, and feel. Simply put, at this present state of my life, I am no longer concerned with my shadow or our shadow, and if it will follow me or us or not. I know that this shadow represents a part of us that we cannot forget, and we never should. Humble, of course, I just tell my shadow to keep up as we, me and my students, the performers in this room, strive towards the future. There were 4 students sitting in my classroom one day. They said that they were separated from some things that they did not say or some actions that they did not do. I looked at each of them and asked them all to answer this question as I wrote it on the board. Why do we come to school? They all looked and wondered why. The most rhetorical question of their lives was staring at them this morning. So they all began to write and dabble with their pens. It took the first student less than 2 minutes to answer the prompt. It was a Monday. Her response was less than 2 lines. The second student took 30 minutes and passively slammed the pen down with the urge that clearly indicated that he knew his purpose here and it was not to be in trouble. The third student intentionally wrote nothing, still attached to the aspect that he was in trouble for nothing. The thought of the exercise simply infuriated him more. The last student comprised a small composition of 9 lines. It took him 30 minutes and he sat alone while writing it. The names of these 4 students are success, peer pressure, integrity, and pride. They all have different upbringings and experiences, and they make them who they are. However, here's a snapshot of their lives. Success had been a homeless child, and the last true home that he had was an abandoned school hallway. Peer pressure was a child of a split home that happened to follow the trends of whatever parent was living at whatever place at whatever time. Integrity was quite the different student. This student had high goals, passions for everything he did. His parents were from two different ethnicities, and they were truly instilling in him a sense of value and self-worth that made his friends feel noticeably uncomfortable because he never really grasped the concept of cool. Finally, pride never really had a friend. He too was just kind of like too into himself. The only friend he really kind of had was this kid named Humility, and they stopped talking years ago. So everyone since was battling that impression that was falsely left behind. So we were sitting here in my room, and I heard the stories of these four very different students, and I began to start to see a little bit more in myself, in them. I honestly felt a connection to their faults much more than their triumphs. For this, I know why. However, for this, I don't know why. However, at the end of the conversation, I know that they were all ready to return to class, but before I could express, there was a knock at the door. Mrs. Sacrifice, the 6th grade science teacher, walked through and said, "If you're ready to learn, I will teach you a lesson that will leave a lasting impression on every single person in your life and those that will come in and out your life." Mrs. Sacrifice also taught me when I was in the 6th grade. And she had taught me how to stop making statements and to start asking more open and honest questions of ourselves and those around us. So that ultimately our goals not only come to fruition, but the trees that we plant, these seeds of our goals, ultimately bear the greatest fruit of all, the children that we teach in our classrooms. Symbolism.